Thank you for joining me on this second week of Lent as we experience God's love as an act of healing. Now, this activity is for everyone in your entire household, young and old alike. So I just invite you to gather your family or the members in your household, or if you're by yourself like I am, just watch the video and participate along. So on Ash Wednesday, we were really lucky because we got to go in our sanctuary, and for many faith communities, including Bethel, we've missed that opportunity to go into our sanctuary Sunday after Sunday. It holds a special place in our hearts. And just in case you didn't know, sanctuary does not mean that churchy place with all the pews and the communion table and the organ and the piano. It actually means safe place. So our sanctuary is a safe place. And I bet if you thought about it, you could think of some other kinds of sanctuaries. There's bird sanctuaries where birds are safe from hunting or habitat destruction. There's elephant sanctuaries where elephants are safe to live and not worry about poachers. And a church sanctuary is a place where God's people can feel and name all the feelings life brings, like joy and sadness and fear and anger, knowing that they're safe in God's love and in community with one another. And I know for a lot of us, we found that community on Zoom, but it's still not the same as getting to be in person. So one of the big challenges during this past year is that in order to live to a sanctuary's true definition as a safe place, many, including Bethel, had to make a very hard decision to go to postpone in-person worship and go to online worship. And those that are still holding in-person worships have had to take a lot of precautions. And even when we do a gathering like we did on Ash Wednesday, everyone has to wear masks. You have to stay 6 feet apart. You have to use hand sanitizer. And we're very careful because we want to take really good care of our community so that our sanctuary and Bethel continues to be a safe place for people. So there's a lot of thought that goes into keeping it a safe place. And at times I know it still doesn't feel the same. And we're working really hard to continue to provide opportunities to go into the sanctuary. So something that could help us is to make and find that sense of sanctuary in your own home. So I invite you to take a special blanket. I have a couple with me right here. So pause the video if you don't have a blanket and go get one. And you might take a few moments to share why it's special to you. And I'm going to do that right now. So purple is my favorite color. And this is a really big blanket. And I love it because it fits like all around and can wrap me up tight. And it helps make me extra warm when I feel cold. And I like being burritoed up in a blanket. And this one's really soft, and that's one of the reasons I like it. The other blanket that I really like, and that I know some of you have, is my prayer shawl. Those in the Bethel community gave it to me, and it just, it always feels so good when I wrap it around my shoulders because I know it's been blessed and it was given with love. And it just feels really good. So whenever I've had a rough day or I just need to kind of feel God's presence even closer, I'll take this or I'll take another blanket, I'll wrap it around me. And just to get that reassurance and just to feel God's love wrapped around me like a blanket. So I invite you all now to get a blanket, put it around your shoulders. And just for right now, I'm going to lift mine up. I'm going to put it around my shoulders. And as I do it, I'm going to imagine the entire Bethel community giving me a big hug. There are so many people that are such great huggers at Bethel and high-fivers. and everything, and I've missed that. So, and as you do that, as we think of our Bethel community, I invite you to also remember that God is always around you, that God is above you, below you, to your right and your left, all around you and inside of you. And God's love surrounds you in each and every moment. So as this blanket surrounds you, it can also remind you of God's love for you. And we can know that we're in a safe place to express our truest self and experience the healing touch of God's love. And so this week we have a special blanket blessing. And so I'm going to, have your blanket wrapped around you and go ahead and get into a prayerful place. Let's just take 3 deep breaths together, breathing in, letting it out. And again, letting it out. And one more time, breathing in God's love and letting it out. Loving God, bless these blankets so that whenever we wear them, we can feel the warmth of your love. We can feel the healing touch of your hands, and we can feel safe to be our truest selves. Amen. So I hope that you have experienced the healing touch of God's love. And I hope that this has also brought to mind maybe blanket stories. Like some of us have had blankets when we were little, and I know my kids drug around blankets. They provide a lot of comfort. And I invite you within your household or on Misfits to share the stories of your favorite blanket and connect with community this week that way. Have a blessed, blessed week.